It's certainly been a chaotic 24 hours for Mr. Elon Musk.
Oh, that guy?
And yeah, we know. You don't have to say anything. We know that this guy and a few of our other main characters are currently dominating the news cycle, but it's not every day that the world's richest, or formerly richest man, blows up a giant rocket and his own social media site. Look, we don't make the news, we just report on it. And we have plenty of other examples of rake stepping in this episode, so have no fear. We got Mike Lindell, we got Ron DeSanctimonious. Actually, wait, hold on. Yeah, it is, it's 4:30 in the morning, so that's either an alert for a new Internet Today upload, or Ron DeSantis sending out a test of their emergency cell phone alert system, waking up every sleeping Floridian at the same time and cementing their hatred of this stupid meatball.
Now you really gotta ask your dad what he thinks of this guy.
I didn't ask him yet, but my mom did mention that she was awoken in the morning. It's like, oh yeah, I wonder why. But let's start out with the second funniest thing that happened early Thursday morning.
Obviously, this does not appear to be a nominal situation.
Yeah, it does appear to be spinning, but I do want to remind everyone that everything after clearing the tower was icing on the cake.
Kaboom.
Wow.
Now, I'm no rocket scientist, but I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to happen. And to be fair, failure is just a part of learning, developing and testing projects like this, finding faults and fixing them before it's too late.
Yeah.
It's happened to every single rocket program since the development of rockets began.
They go boom sometimes.
They do go boom, sometimes with people in them, and it's very sad.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes little children are watching that as it happens in their classrooms at school, getting fucking traumatized.
And they say, well, surely no other massive news story will ever top this in the traumatization of my youth.
Yeah, sure. At least nothing else later in this decade, or, nothing else will ever happen on live TV that will ever traumatize an entire generation ever again.
Yeah. And it never did.
With exponentially more loss of life and destruction. But yeah, you got to kind of admit that it's funny. It's funny that Elon's big rocket exploded on his favorite day of the year, 4/20, which is also the day that he finally took everyone's check marks away. For real this time. And also the day when Tesla's stock plunged after a poor earnings report, resulting in a personal financial loss of around $13 billion in just 24 hours. And he really needed that $13 billion.
Yeah, he's kind of missing that, I'm sure.
But back to that launch of that Starship rocket on early Thursday morning. If you'd been following the launch by checking in on the SpaceX stream or any of the major news outlets, this launch was seen as a rousing success.
Yeah.
We did it. Mission accomplished.
Pop the champagne.
And that's despite, the damn thing exploding. That moment in particular was downplayed. It was described and memed relentlessly for it. It was described as rapid, unscheduled disassembly.
Which apparently, as people pointed out online, this is how people, I guess, in the rocket industry describe what happens. But just because that's the accurate way to describe it, doesn't mean it's not a funny way to describe a rocket blowing up.
No, I think your rocket just blew up.
Things can be true and funny at the same time. But speaking of funny, the live coverage of the SpaceX event over on the New York Times website accidentally resulted in some just beautiful poetry if you read their timeline as it appeared on the feed. So let's recite that for you really quick with footage of the launch and subsequent rapid unscheduled disassembly. There's a palpable sense of relief among SpaceX employees who have been cheering, "Go Starship!" One sprayed a bottle of champagne on colleagues. At SpaceX headquarters, there is loud cheering nevertheless on the video feed. That the rocket got off the launch pad was a major success. The explosion appeared as a spark in the sky over the Gulf of Mexico. The Starship rocket has exploded.
Yeah, reading that in reverse chronological order, bit confusing.
Yes, but beautiful nonetheless.
You just said it was a success. You just said they're celebrating down at SpaceX. Wait, the rocket blew up?
Yeah, it's even better that it's in reverse chronological order because you get hit with the big celebration first, and then you get to the rocket exploding.
Better than Memento.
Yeah, I love it.
Cheers to a successful launch, Mr. Musk. We're happy to update you on the fact, yes, we approve of billionaires heading to space on board your rockets as soon as possible. Sir, send this man to space.
Yeah.
Where he belongs. But somehow the SpaceX launch wasn't the most embarrassing thing that happened to Elon Musk on 420, his favorite holiday. We're not going to dig too deeply into the abysmal day that Tesla had on Wall Street, but it was bad, folks. Instead, let's focus on Twitter.com and another successful failure from the big boss man. He kept his word. And it actually happened. Legacy verified users on the platform finally had their badge of shame removed after nearly a month of waiting, which of course had the opposite effect that Elon would have assumed. Everyone celebrated. They had a big fucking party on his website about not wearing that scarlet letter anymore.
It was funny when it was time to go. The site started glitching out and people were losing and gaining and then losing and gaining again their verified badge. In some cases, it went back to the old, this person is notable indication. But then eventually, within about 30 minutes or so, it was gone for everyone. Well, almost everyone. But,
so this was very funny. And that's because comedy is legal once again. People are back to impersonating public figures, of course.
Yeah.
They were dunking all over Elon, mocking and blocking everyone with a remaining check mark, and not handing over $8 to the world's richest, or formerly richest, once richest man.
Yeah, but just when you thought it couldn't get more embarrassing for Elon Musk. All right, let's actually set this part up a little bit better. Everyone lost their legacy verified badges by midday on Thursday, except a few notable accounts who, at the time, appeared to have caved and forked over the cash in order to keep their blue check marks. And this was, of course, justifiably met with widespread mockery to the point where many of these specific celebrities, most notably Stephen King and Ice-T, had to log on and defend themselves, claiming that they absolutely did not and would not pay Elon Musk that $8. And after a maddening few hours of people pointing and laughing, these celebrities finally figured out what happened and why they were being punished with this mark of shame. Elon Musk paid for it himself and publicly admitted it, tweeting, "I'm paying for a few personally," which is one of the most pathetic things that we've ever seen. Mainly because he had just recently gotten into very public spats with certain celebrities about the cost of verification. Take Stephen King, for example. Elon Musk basically haggled with Stephen King on the timeline, which, if you've been following along, went from Musk asking Stephen King for $20 and then asking Stephen King, how about $8? To Elon Musk then paying $8 for Stephen King's verification.
He's literally hiring seat fillers for his virtual event space. It's, when politicians do this for their events, it's not a good sign.
No.
Now, of course, we are aware that Musk probably isn't running his credit card or whatever. He's not swiping. He probably just told people behind the scenes to leave certain verified badges where they are, specifically targeting people who had publicly mocked the idea of paying him, because comedy's legal. And there's nothing funnier than spite.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, this backfired in ways that he couldn't have even imagined, because now his most pathetic simps are furious that he's paying for Twitter Blue for millionaire celebrities, but charging them for that same privilege.
Elon, please!
Elon!
Oh, Mr. Musk!
Elon!
I'm sacrificing food and my child's diapers to pay the $8, and here you go giving it to Stephen King?
Elon, what about me?
That's the final straw.
Elon! Yeah, so it's been amazing watching Twitter Blue subscribers, the chumps who actually pay for that shit, coming to terms with the fact that Elon doesn't actually give a shit about them and just wants their money so they can feel special for a moment.
Yeah.
Before the shame kicks in, before the mockery. Ed Zitron, a great account, screen capped a few great responses to Musk's "I paid for a few myself" tweets, so here you go. Funny how these millionaires refuse to pay, but most of us middle and even lower class pay with no issue. Two-class system? Communism at play. Not surprised. Are you paying for anyone in the poor class who can't afford it, or just the arrogant ones who think they're above it?
I could stand to save $8 a month. Want to pay mine? What happened to treat everybody equally? So does that mean you're going to pay for mine? So much for equal treatment. Back to loss of equality. For the sake of transparency, you should disclose who you are paying for, and we will assume you don't regard the others important enough. If there is one person who should not get covered, it's LeBron. This flies in the face of everything you have said. Paying for those who don't want it is wisdom or weakness. And first of all, yes, LeBron is one of the ones that retained the blue check mark after very publicly.
Yeah, I ain't paying that shit.
Yeah, to his 50 million subscribers or something,
Nah.
saying, no, if you know me, I'm not giving him the 5. Not even $5, it's 8 or 12, whatever.
Yeah.
And yet, the actual funniest part about this is he is directly spitting in the face of his biggest supporters by paying the fees for his biggest critics. Also, equally hilarious is the fact that because all of these people complaining actually paid for Twitter Blue, their critical responses to Elon Musk's tweet are all boosted up higher in the feed of responses. I mean, you love to see it. The worst people are all fighting with each other, which has been a wonderfully consistent theme for these past few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you court a demographic of supporters who will literally never be fully satisfied with anything.
No.
Like, fucking Cat Turd is the greatest example of this. The man, basically, Elon Musk is his slave. He'll do whatever the hell Cat Turd asks him to do.
Yeah.
And Cat Turd complains about Twitter all fucking day. He's been given, we know for a fact, he's been given algorithmic priority.
Yes.
And he still, every day, goes on Twitter, is just like, these Twitter algorithms, nothing's changed. It's gotten worse since Elon took over.
Well, yeah, it's
And
because
Elon
people
just
are
has to
actively...
bend over and take it.
Your views are down because people are actively blocking.
Yeah.
Like, you might not see... People who weren't following you, you're not going to see a reduction in your follower count, but less people are going to see your tweets because they've muted or blocked you. And man, I went on a spree today, and you know I had to do it. I hated to do it, but I had to block Paddington. Paddington paid for the Twitter Blue.
Really? It's not a brand account?
No, if it's a brand account, I gave it I blocked Hutch, but then I looked into it, and Hutch, Optic got it for him, so I unblocked him.
He's had a hard enough week. Leave Hutch alone.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad. So, but yes, there are some accounts where I, had to do it to him, I guess you would say.
But yeah, the mentality with these blue subscribers, it reminds me of this concept called cargo cult, which is something they found with a lot of native tribes in the South Pacific, where they'd get like shipments dropped from airplanes, and not understanding like the causality of all of that, they started building fake airplanes like out of fucking palm trees and shit. Because to them, it's just like, it's some new god like dropping shit on them. So it's like, we need to make a statue of the giant bird.
Yeah.
So it's like, these people on Twitter, they were like, if I have the check mark, that will make me famous. When it was actually, you got the check mark from being famous.
And it's funny because up until this point, there was still some kind of like weird perception that they were special. And now that it's been proven that no one actually wants to pay for this, that has any credibility, it's somehow shocking to them.
Yeah.
It's honestly fascinating and wonderful to see.
These are the same people that like buy a fucking star, buy like a plot of land in Scotland, ancestral land. They buy land on Mars.
It certainly is strange, but look, they got there nonetheless.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Twitter Blue subscriptions will probably go down
I think they're going to
in
fall
the very
off,
near future.
They're completely fucking meaningless.
Yes, they're
now.
a target now.
Yeah.
You're not going to have as many views in general
It's a kick me sign.
Yes. Yes. It's just asking for mockery.
Yeah.
And
blockery.
Yeah, and blockery. But as one Twitter user pointed out, I didn't save the quote, so I don't have it exactly the same. It's like, you're paying for a sign that says, I participated in the January 6th insurrection. Yeah. It's very clear who the people that are paying for it are.
But speaking of people who are having a horrible week, someone we haven't covered extensively in at least the past few weeks is back in the news for the funniest reason possible. So, MyPillow CEO and election denier Mike Lindell has just hit a major snag in his quest to prove that there was a major conspiracy to alter the results of the 2020 U.S. presidential election. And surprisingly, it has nothing to do with his impending his impending Dominion lawsuit, which he's also almost certainly going to lose because we're not entirely sure he can afford to settle out of court even.
Yeah,
I think Dominion voting is going to change to Dominion voting systems and pillows. They're just going to have to like absorb the pillow company.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So yeah, this lawsuit actually stems from a self-imposed challenge that Mike Lindell promoted himself, calling it the Prove Mike Wrong Challenge.
It was from the Cyber Symposium.
So turns out someone did prove him wrong, and now Lindell owes that man $5 million on top of all the money he stands to owe once this lawsuit inevitably happens.
And that's $5 million, liquid cash that he might not actually have.
It's fine. I haven't.
Let me just check the Pillow account.
Just this man has voluntarily destroyed his entire bank account, and throw another $5 million in the fire pit. It's amazing.
I would be shocked if he has that cash on hand without having to liquidate some assets.
I don't know. Who's buying these fucking pillows? How many people are buying pillows all the time? How many pillows do you need?
They must suck if they have to buy them all the time.
Like, it's just not a high turnaround business. I don't understand how he got this rich in the first place.
Because every boomer in
power of the
America
Lord,
bought
I guess.
one. Yeah.
But anyway, here's Rolling Stone.
MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell was ordered on Wednesday to pay $5 million to Robert Zeidman, a 63-year-old Trump voter who debunked Lindell's claim that China interfered in the election based on data Lindell provided. It started in August 2021 when Lindell claimed during a cyber symposium in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, that he had data proving China interfered in the election. He announced he would pay $5 million to anyone who proved him wrong, dubbing the contest, naturally, the Prove Mike Wrong Challenge. Zeidman signed up for the challenge, which required only that contestants prove that the data Lindell provided didn't have anything to do with the 2020 election. Zeidman, a computer forensics specialist, did just that, finding the data was total nonsense. Lindell refused to pay up, so Zeidman took him to arbitration. The arbitration panel ruled that Zeidman did indeed prove that the data in question unequivocally did not reflect November 2020 election data, ordering Lindell to pay within 30 days.
With 30 days, I'm not liquid.
The truth is finally out there, Zeidman told the Washington Post in a statement, adding that he is really happy with the decision.
Listen, I was hoping more than anyone else to find out that Trump really was robbed. But, $5 million, that makes the acceptance of this Trump's definite loss, it softens the blow for sure.
It really is the cherry on top that, not that a Trump supporter is getting $5 million, but that a Trump supporter was like, well, all right, look, this is a win-win for me.
Yeah.
Like, either I prove the data is real and expose this massive voter fraud, thus helping my candidate get back into where he belongs, or I get $5 million.
Yeah.
So, and he did get one of those.
So Lindell intends to challenge the ruling, stating that it will end up in court, which is a place he's going to be very familiar with in the near future because, Fox News before him, Lindell is facing multiple lawsuits in response to his rigged election claims. The conspiracy theorizing pillow magnate was sued for defamation by Dominion and Smartmatic voting systems over false claims that the companies helped rig the election in President Biden's favor. Lindell made the claims through several outlets, including Fox News, which on Monday settled their own defamation suit brought by Dominion to the tune of $787.5 million. The pillow magnate... The pillow magnate remains defiant. In his Tuesday broadcast of the Mike Lindell Show, Lindell asserted that even if Dominion or Smartmatic or any of them offered me $1 billion, I would say no, adding a warning to the companies that their machines are going to go bye-bye.
I like how he was just like, he spun it as though like, as if they were coming to him to be like, please, sir, stop taking us to court.
When the dust settles here, we'll see who owes who $1 billion.
I do love the positioning, though. It's just like, maybe they came to me and offered me $1 million to back down. Maybe they offered me $500 million. Well, you know what? Even if they offered me $1 billion, I still wouldn't back down. Now, none of this has happened. It's all just make-believe. But if it did...
Imagine if it did.
I would say no. Oh, gosh. But while we're on the politics beat, let's quickly check in on Ron DeSantis, or Ron DeSanctis, and see how he is doing. Turns out not well. If anyone's brain has been poisoned by the woke mind virus, it's clearly his. Just check out this video from a recent event in South Carolina where he says the word so much in such a short amount of time that it loses any shred of meaning that it might have had left.
So because the woke represents a war on truth, we have no other recourse but to wage a war on woke. We fight the woke in the schools. We fight the woke in the legislature. We fight the woke in the corporations. We will never, ever surrender to the woke mob. Florida is where woke goes to die.
Wow.
Wow.
What a total fucking doofus. Also, the knives are clearly out for DeSantis from members of his own political party because they're now attacking him on Fox News and elsewhere for going after the Disney Corporation, which is very weird to see because they were also obsessed with Disney's wokeness.
Yeah, and then their accountants were like,
Yeah.
hey.
I guess they simply didn't want to take things further than simple platitudes because they realized the power that one of his state's biggest financial contributors actually has.
Yeah, so Ron, we actually looked, and Disney gives a lot of money to us.
Yes.
Every year.
And there are thousands of middle-class Americans, Florida residents, jobs on the line.
Yeah.
And the spillover effect of tourism in the general area and the state.
Yeah, like I said, Orlando would be a swamp still, if not for Walt Disney.
People go to Disney World and then, surprise, while they're already there from visiting halfway around the world,
Like,
they go to beaches and stuff.
I already spent $10,000 just for this fucking Disney trip.
Might as well go to the big Ron John shop over in Cocoa Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, case in point, Mickey Mouse fucked over Ron DeSantis and his recently installed governing board again. After holding a press conference early this week just outside of Disney World where he threatened to open up a prison nearby, it came to light that Disney had pulled another fast one on the board before control was handed over, further reducing their ability to control how the parks operate within the state. Here's Vox with more on that. The new board DeSantis appointed to oversee the company's Orlando theme parks has discovered a new wrinkle in its plans. The board's chairman said Wednesday that another 11th hour agreement was signed before the board took over that allows Disney to set its own utility rates for its resorts through 2032. By that time, DeSantis, who is term limited and cannot run for re-election in 2026, will be long gone. Oh, interesting. So
Yeah.
he can't run. Wait. Oh.
You know what's funny about this is that this board, who was in the deliberations with Disney when they were taking over control and allowed them to do this by being ignorant to the fact that they
Yeah.
were going to do any kind of legal
Disney
maneuvers.
was like, hey, sign this. And they're like,
Oh, yes, looks
cool.
good to me.
Brr.
Now they're looking into it and they're like, oh, fuck.
yeah.
Wow.
Always read the contracts. And if you don't understand it, which good chance you don't, hire someone who does.
And chances are the person you hire isn't going to be as good as Disney's entire team of lawyers.
Yeah, you are at a disadvantage.
But the idea that this was like rushed through is on them.
yeah.
So,
But yeah, nevertheless, the war on woke continues. And we're sure that you've probably seen the video that was taken earlier this week where an absolutely unhinged individual took out his anger issues on the beer cooler at his local supermarket. But just in case you haven't, here you go.
Bruh. Oh shit! Oh, that's why he's destroying the bush light. He's destroying the bush light, dude. Why?
Big Mac.
Having a bad day. So as further proof that the right is simply not sending their best, turns out the guy who is smashing all those beer cans because he thinks he's fighting groomers or something. By the way, Busch Light, not Bud Light.
Well, he was, to be fair, he was just smashing everything.
Okay. Well,
And Busch, is it Anheuser-Busch, right?
yeah, it's all, there's two drink companies in the world.
He gets bonus points for understanding that InBev controls everything.
Yeah, you want to boycott Bud Light, you just have to boycott drinking alcohol.
But he gets a lot of negative points for what came next.
So yeah, smashing those cans because those dang groomers over at Bud Light, they're grooming the kids. They're grooming. That guy's actually the fucking groomer.
Yeah.
At some point during the incident, he decided to whip his dick out in front of a teenager, so they threw that on the pile of charges.
Yeah.
And now J. Dustin David Kane of Topeka, Kansas has been arrested and charged with criminal damage to property, battery, assault, and lewd and lascivious acts for exposing sex organs to someone 16 or older. You're showing your dick to people in the supermarket, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on some sort of anti-groomer crusade. It really takes away from your point that you're trying to
You're
make.
in a public place where in his case, probably lucky that the youngest person there was maybe 16.
Yeah.
Because children go to supermarkets.
This is similar. There was a recent viral video that a lot of the typical cranks were really like excited about, where this dude films himself going into the Lego store and like accusing them of brainwashing kids, but like literally like just right off the bat, he's like, why do kids need to know like who if a man is fucking another man in the ass? They're like, wait, what?
Excuse me?
He's like, buddy, you're the one in the fucking Lego store like talking about anal sex.
Yeah.
Like they sell like one fucking Lego set that has a pride flag in it. If you think you're the normal one here, you're wrong. But anyone who sides with this man, I think you should keep doing what you're doing. The average American normal person loves seeing it, and it's winning them over to your side for sure.
Do you see the country artist who smashed it on stage while Queen was playing in the background?
Yeah, real a lot of self-awareness there.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, the timing of the beer smashing in Walmart, it does appear to coincide with the whole Bud Light protest, and people in the actual video can be heard mentioning it. But this guy didn't really mention it specifically. He does seem to be very angry at this beer for some reason, and got so mad that his dick came out.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a lot of these people, like, there might be a psychosexual element to being mad all the time.
There might be.
At everything.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the only way when you're like that age you can get rock hard.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's an
that's
adrenaline
it.
rush.
Yeah.
But anyways, speaking of people getting extremely angry for literally no reason, and not to bring everyone down again, but we have an update on the shooting of 16-year-old Ralph Yarl, who got two very similar addresses mixed up, showed up on the wrong doorstep, and was shot in the head and arm for his troubles. When we reported on this earlier in the week, there was at least the smallest silver lining in the fact that, thankfully, Ralph Yarl wasn't killed. But we'll remind you once again that he has to live with this incident for the rest of his life, and it's not as simple as, oh, he didn't die, okay, cool. Anyways, it turns out that what everyone assumed was true. The 80-something-year-old man who shot Yarl in the head for ringing his doorbell had actually been brain poisoned by mainlining conservative television all day long. The shooter's grandson spoke to reporters in the wake of the incident and had the following to say to the Kansas City Star. "I was horrified. I thought it was terrible," Clint Ludwig said of his immediate reaction to hearing about the shooting of the 16-year-old. "It was inexcusable. It was wrong."
Ludwig said he and his grandfather, who goes by the first name Dan, used to be very close. But in the last 5 or 6 years or so, I feel like we've lost touch, he said. I've gotten older and gained my own political views, and he's become staunchly right-wing, further down the right-wing rabbit hole as far as doing the election-denying conspiracy stuff and COVID conspiracies and disinformation, fully buying into the Fox News OAN kind of line. I feel like it's really further radicalizing him in a lot of ways. Ludwig said his grandfather had been immersed in a 24-hour news cycle of fear and paranoia. And then the NRA pushing the stand your ground stuff and that you have to defend your home, he said. When I heard what happened, I was appalled and shocked that it transpired, but I didn't disbelieve that it was true. The second I heard it, I was like, yeah, I could see him doing that. Does he consider his grandfather a racist? I believe there have been some positions that he's held that have been bigoted or sort of disparaging, Ludwig said. But it's stock Fox News conservative American stuff. It's anybody who gets an abortion is a murderer, and fatherless black families are the reason why crime exists in this country. It's stuff everybody's heard at the Thanksgiving table every year. Ludwig said his grandfather's paranoia had accelerated in the past couple of years. Whew!
Yeah.
Like, imagine your grandson just telling the world, like, yeah, no,
he's an old crank who just sits around and watches Tucker
grandpa
Carlson.
lost his fucking mind. Like, it's sad, but like, I can't fucking do anything about it. Like, yeah. Makes sense that he would fucking shoot some kid in the head for coming to the wrong door.
Yeah.
Especially if he was black.
And it's always painfully obvious after the fact. Well, it's obvious before tragedy strikes, but it's not like this country's going to do anything about it, considering the amount of school shootings people have to suffer through each year. But this week was especially unique in the sense that there were not one, there was not two, not three, but at least 4 prominent shootings that involved accidentally encroaching on someone's property. And we covered the teenager who was shot and killed for turning around in someone's driveway in upstate New York. And it feels horrific to mention that and move on. We covered it in a previous episode as well as Ralph Yarl. But there were 2 other similar shootings that have happened since that one. One involved cheerleaders in Texas who'd committed the heinous crime of mistakenly entering the wrong car in a supermarket parking lot. Thankfully, one was okay despite being shot, while the other was sent to the hospital in critical condition.
This one's especially wild. So these are like teenage fucking girls. Gets into the wrong car. Cars sometimes look the same. It's embarrassing. I don't even know if she got fully in, but she opened the door and was like, oh shit, my bad. Went to the car she was actually in, and then the guy in the car like got out of the car and started approaching them, and she like out the window, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, and like before she could even finish saying it, he like just fucking opened up on her.
Everyone's
It's
looking
fucking
for a
crazy.
reason. It's nuts.
No, it's absolutely true. Every fucking like, not every gun owner in this country, but a lot of people
Are waiting around.
A lot of people in this country who own guns for no practical reason they have a fucking fantasy in their mind where they're John Wick and they get to kill the bad guys.
Well,
And
also
they're fucking waiting.
They're just waiting for a reason to use the thing that they bought.
Yeah, I mean, guns aren't cheap unless you're buying like high point shit.
And look, I'm sure there's a lot of responsible gun owners who do go down to the range and practice safely and all that, but some people just kind of sit around and wait for the opportunity to use it. And it's becoming very apparent that that's the case.
Yeah.
And it's scary. There was a tweet that was posted about a guy who they found his grandfather dead with a gun nearby, and the Fox News logo was burned into the TV.
Yeah.
Like these gun owners are becoming old and senile.
Like it's so fucking bleak. And on top of everything else, it's just like, imagine spending the last years of your life just mainlining fear, paranoia, hatred,
And driving your family away from you.
Like, this is like, we're human beings. Like, you are supposed to be, I mean, in America, this hasn't been the case for like 100 years, but in pretty much every other culture in the world, like the generations take care of each other. They stay close together. When you're in your golden years, you're supposed to be with family.
Yeah.
And these
enjoying your
these people are just
grandchildren.
alone by themselves,
Shouting at
losing
the
their
TV.
fucking minds.
Yeah, and waiting
It's
to kill someone.
fucking terrible.
Yes. Now, again, with these cheerleaders not dead, but their lives will be changed forever. And now one of them is going to have to pay some hefty hospital bills. But luckily, those will probably get handled by the U.S. healthcare system, and by that I mean GoFundMe.
We love our healthcare system. But yeah, that wasn't the only other one. In another nightmare scenario, 2 adults and 1 child, a small child, were shot in North Carolina after their basketball accidentally rolled into the wrong yard. Here's CBS with some uniquely American reporting on this. An adult male and his child were seriously wounded during the shooting spree and taken to a Charlotte hospital. One adult woman was grazed by a bullet, and another man was shot but not injured. Shot but not injured. Okay. Love that for us.
Yeah.
We did it. According to CBS affiliate WBTV, the child who was shot is White's 6-year-old daughter. She told the station, "The bullet came back and the bullet went in my cheek," said the girl, whose name is being withheld for her safety. "I want him to go to jail forever," she said. A neighbor who witnessed the shooting said it was shocking. They were playing basketball and a ball rolled into his yard and they went to go and get it, Jonathan Robertson told WBTV. It was just crazy. And yeah, I mean, the girl, I mean, she lucked out. The bullet grazed her cheek. She's going to have a fucking scar on her face for the rest of her life. But like,
And the trauma of this even happening.
Yeah. But like just an inch or two in the other direction, she'd be fucking dead.
And the suspect turned himself in, let's just check the notes here.
Yeah,
in Tampa, Florida.
Oh.
In Tampa, Florida. Which is pretty fucking far from North Carolina.
Yeah, how do you get there?
And the yard he was so desperate to defend, if you ask us. And let's be completely honest here. This probably happens all the fucking time. It's just that we are all, especially the news media, hyper aware of it right now, this week, because of all the other shootings where people are so fucking scared about everything that they shoot first and ask questions later. Seems like less people would be shot over unintentional interactions like this if there weren't more guns than people in this country, but what do we know?
But hey, Joe Biden says he's going to ban assault weapons. No, sorry, he says
Someone should do
something about this. So
looking into this.
That's, concerning. It is concerning.
Anyways, let's lighten the mood a little bit here with a distraction created by AI.
Oh.
Actually, this is horrifying, but not in the same way as the other stories we've covered this week. What you're seeing right now, it's the next step in the evolution of artificial intelligence-powered movie making. I mean, we've all seen Will Smith eating spaghetti, of course, but that's old and played out. What was that, 3 weeks ago? Get out of here. We're ready for what is next. And here it is. Yeah, That is Conan O'Brien eating fried chicken, folks. Are you impressed yet? Well, we are. It is mind-blowing how far we've come in such a little time frame. Just look at that. Get lost in its beauty, the grace of this amazing video. I'd sure hate to be a CGI artist right now.
Yeah, these CGI artists have had it too easy for too long.
Motion graphics, watch out! Because if you take one look at this, you're saying, uh-oh.
Yeah, I heard James Cameron's scrapping the next Avatar movie. He's just going to do the whole thing.
He's feeding it to...
Pretend
you're a director who already directed 2 Avatar movies. Now create the next one.
In another video that displays our incredible achievements in future technology, the New York City Fire Department recently, unfortunately, got the opportunity to put their $75,000 Boston Dynamics robot dog to the test when this was terrifying.
Yeah,
a parking structure in fucking New York City just collapsed. People died. They needed to go look for survivors without putting humans in harm's way. Unfortunate scenario, very fucked up and scary, but at least they get to put this robot dog, which is painted like a Dalmatian, by the way, to the ultimate test. So let's see how it did.
No, that didn't work out for the dog so well.
Okay, not so great. When I watched this on my phone, like it was so like low res and pixelated that in the shadow, I thought that the like LiDAR sensor on the dog's head was a black fireman's helmet. Which,
give it a little helmet.
Yeah, like I was
they did paint it like a Dalmatian, so they're trying to like, this isn't the bad police dog. This is the nice fire department dog.
I mean, even if it was a real Dalmatian, it would have gone worse. They're notoriously unhealthy dogs.
Look, this is a horrific scenario.
Yeah.
But it would, if I were trapped in the rubble of a disaster and was found by a robot, I would be both relieved and a little upset.
I mean, I'd just be happy to be alive.
True.
I mean, you know what they should really do is they should put a little barrel of hot chocolate
around, that way if it finds
the dog's throat.
Yeah, they can.
Hey, help is on the way. I'm just a robot, but
don't worry.
In the meantime, how about some hot chocolate?
And now we're joking about this thing actually doing its job, but as you saw in the video, it can't even do that because it steps on one piece of rubble and falls over.
Yeah, this was like its main selling point.
Yeah,
is that it can like walk on all sorts of terrain, and so.
Yeah, based on their tech demos, this thing should have been doing backflips and shit across the rubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, it was just that video from like 6 years ago where it slips on a banana peel. Yeah.
The world's full of banana peels.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Anyway, we do have the headlines half of the show coming up for you in just a second, but really quickly, let's take a second to thank today's sponsors, starting with Factor. This spring, you need nutritious, convenient meals to energize you for warmer, active days and keep you on track for reaching your goals. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and tackle everything on your to-do list. Too busy to cook this spring? With Factor, skip the trip to the grocery store and skip the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat and enjoy, then get back outside and soak up the warmer weather.
Yeah, Factor offers delicious, flavor-packed options on the menu each week to fit a variety of lifestyles, from keto to calorie smart, vegan and veggie, and protein plus. Prepared by chefs and approved by dietitians, each meal has all of the ingredients you need to feel satisfied all day long while meeting your goals. With 34 plus chef-prepared, dietitian-approved weekly options, there's always something new to try. Plus, you can round out your meal and replenish your snack supply with an assortment of 45 plus add-ons, including breakfast items like egg bites, smoothies, and more.
I love those smoothies.
My favorite meals from this week's menu, it was their garlic mushroom chicken thighs with creamy cauliflower rice and garlic green beans, as well as the tomato and roasted veggie risotto. Very good stuff.
Fancy.
You could be eating delicious meals ready in 2 minutes, just like me, by heading to factormeals.com/weeklyweird50 and using our code weeklyweird50 to get 50% off your first box. That is code weeklyweird50 at factormeals.com/weeklyweird50 to get 50% off your first box.
And this episode is sponsored by Athletic Greens. We both take AG1 by Athletic Greens every morning. It solves the very annoying problem of getting all those vitamins and minerals that your body craves without having to buy a bunch of different supplement pills that you got to remember to take every morning.
You just scoop and go.
Yeah, you don't need to fill your whole
Very
medicine cabinet.
easy.
AG1 is just 1 scoop of powder and water, and it tastes great and makes you feel good.
It can be hard to know where to even start with supplements or who to trust, but AG1 makes that so much easier. Why take a bunch of different things when you can just mix 1 scoop of powder in water once a day? AG1 was designed with ease in mind, making it easy to cover your nutritional bases every day. Every scoop is packed with 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients which support your immune system, and this is a big one, digestion.
Oh yeah.
Mood, energy.
Gets you regular.
It does. It really works. And even your hair, skin, and fingernails.
We love this stuff. It makes everything super simple. You can feel a difference,
Yeah.
and it tastes great. AG1 has quickly become just as important as that first cup of coffee for us. If you're looking for an easier way to take supplements, Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/weird. That's athleticgreens.com/weird.
All right.
Check it out.
Now into the weirdest, craziest, wildest headlines from around the world this week, starting with
CEO celebrates worker who sold family dog after he demanded they return to office. Well, that's not a very fun headline.
That's not very fun, but
This is just it's weird. Since COVID, like we've seen so many more like executive CEOs just go like fucking mask off.
They're
with,
feral.
like, with how they, most of us, it took us a while to realize these people don't see us as human beings. They see us as cattle.
Yes.
And but yeah, they're just like.
Usually it's just the typical like firing, layoffs, heartless emails.
Right.
But they're getting real weird with it.
Yeah, so this company, and this company, like, they hired people, like, just a couple months ago under the assumption, like, it was in the job listing, it was like, permanent work from home if you want it.
Yeah.
And the CEO's just like, all right, everyone's coming back to the office. And they're like, well, I don't live close by. This is a remote job. He's like, well, I guess you better move. And you know what? I want to see more dedication to this job. Like, well, one of you guys is so dedicated that you sold the dog that you just bought because, you'd have to move back to the city and you couldn't have a dog at your new place. So I want to see that same kind of pep and hustle from the rest of you guys.
Yeah, I'm sure some of you out there, you have dogs that, you can't take care of when you come to work because they're all home alone.
Yeah.
And, that is going to be a problem. So get rid of it. Get fucking rid of it.
I know I'm asking a lot from you guys, but you know what? I'm paying you the same as well.
Yeah.
You're not
you know what you get in return?
Nothing more.
A mediocre job for the rest of your life with no benefits.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Also, there was that one this week of the furniture CEO where they had cut all of the potential bonuses for employees and then told them that they need to leave Pity City.
Yeah. Well,
They're like, woe is me.
Didn't she give herself a bonus?
Yes.
Yeah, gave herself like a big fucking bonus.
Yes.
Pity City.
Yeah. So, really weird time for executives who I think, banked all of this rage over the pandemic and are finally unleashing it. It's like a valve that they need to unleash.
Yeah, no, I mean, I truly do love to see it. Like, people probably
they're telling you who they are.
Probably more than in at least, 2 generations. Americans are not really buying into the, the plan.
We're family here.
It's not, they're not buying it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, yeah, we're a family here.
I think it's the same thing as the tech industry where people are like, the tech guys are like, why is everyone mad at us?
Yeah.
Like CEOs are like, hold on, people don't like me?
Yeah, it's a very interesting time we live in.
Yeah, it's not like a lot of people can really do anything about it, but at least they're aware of how hard they're getting fucked.
No, I am getting screwed over.
Yeah. And eventually I'm not going to take it and I'm just going to fucking leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. The White House grounds are safe after a toddler breached the fence. Just
Mr.
on the roof.
Mr. President, do I take the shot? Do I take the shot?
I don't know, what? I don't know.
What are you talking about, Jack? Someone's trying to break into my house?
I got hairy legs.
Someone's trying to break into my house? What do they look like? They're small.
Got an ice cream cone.
Small? What race are they? One of them small races?
All right, don't get rid of it, but not in a deadly way.
Can you tranquilize it?
Yeah.
Is it Harambe?
I think didn't they just pick it up and bring it back to the other side of the fence?
Yeah. It was not. I don't think it was a big deal.
What if it was the boss baby though? There's always the chance that it could be one of those boss babies.
Right. Yeah. Could be a terrorist.
And we all know what Alec Baldwin is capable of.
Yeah, he's a killer.
Apparently that case got dropped, by the way.
Well, yeah.
The charge. I know why, but
that whole thing's just so upsetting. But like, yeah, people really like had it out. They're like, this Alex Baldwin specifically needs to be punished for something that, by all appearances, was just a complete breakdown in procedure across this entire production.
I will say the only reason that the charges I believe were as severe as they were for him was because he was a producer on the film and therefore in charge of the employees on set.
Totally.
So, yes.
Totally. I'm not.
Manslaughter.
I'm definitely not letting him off the hook.
Yes.
Like he bears responsibility, but he's not. He absolutely does not bear sole fucking responsibility.
Exactly. Yes. But anyways, the White House is fine.
Yeah.
The insurrection by the toddler
threat has been neutralized.
Yes.
Hey, sir, do I take the shot? Do it. And he fires this like this cannon that shoots a pacifier.
Yeah.
From like 500 yards away.
Yeah. If only it were a week earlier and like Joe Biden's just partying in Ireland, drinking Guinness, and he gets a hello, hey, having a great time. Wait,
I don't think I'm coming back. They do these things here. Every bar has these things every night called sessions, and it's just a bunch of local townspeople show up with like violins and banjos and shit, and they play all your favorite Irish songs. They do this every night. It's free entertainment. Can you believe it?
Mr. President.
And did you know that there's like 5 other flavors of Guinness that you can only get here in Ireland? You can't get it anywhere else?
Mr. President, are you coming home? Nah, I don't want to be friends anymore. No explanation needed, Jack. I don't care what you do with the baby.
He was there for a long time.
He loves it there.
I mean,
maybe he should stay there. Maybe he should fucking not run for president in 2024 and fucking stay there.
Yeah.
And you know what?
I know I would.
Dianne Feinstein's gotta go.
Yeah. Ugh, God.
What a mess.
How dare you? You, a man, telling Dianne Feinstein when she's done? They have roles to fill. Yeah.
And they can't do anything because she's not capable of doing her job, but refuses to vacate the position.
Mansplaining. You're mansplaining. I think she knows what she's doing. She's been in Congress for 100 years, Ricky.
The noble thing to do would be to step aside and let the next generation take over governing what will actually affect them.
In this situation, the next generation is like someone who's like 75. It's time for some young blood in Dianne Feinstein's seat.
I mean, it's not even a joke. That's literally what's going to happen. Everyone waits till they're fucking 90 to retire from their government positions, and then the new class is already past retirement age. We're so fucked.
And more politics. Ann Coulter said only Republicans should be banned from abortions. And this is, I mean, it's not funny.
Hold on, let her cook.
The situation is not funny. No. But it has resulted in a very funny situation where Republicans, the dog finally caught the car, and oh fuck. Turns out a lot of people didn't really want that dog to catch the car. Even people who seemed like they were on board with the dog catching the car, now that it's caught the car, they're like, okay, can we be chill about this?
Her further explanation went something like, look, we've already done the whole it's not constitutional thing. Can we stop actually restricting the access to it?
They're panicking. They're like, well, okay, we did it. We repealed Roe, but that doesn't mean we have to ban abortion.
They're like, wait, hold on. I thought that was what we were doing. And specifically, Ron DeSantis is like, you know all that crazy shit we were saying? I'm going to do it.
Yeah. But yeah, it turns out your average, normal American, might not love abortion, but they have a bit of a problem with the idea of abortion being fully illegal, and somehow they failed to consider the consequences of that actually happening.
Yeah.
So, very interesting. It's a gift to the Democrats, a gift they don't deserve.
Yeah, everyone was dunking her on this, but in an insidious way. You want to assume that, because she is who she is, she's just like, no, that way, lots more Republican babies and no lefty babies.
Sure, whatever you want to tell yourself.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing is they've gotten what they wanted in general, and now they're like, shoot, this is wildly unpopular.
They should do this. Do it like the way alcohol laws work in the United Arab Emirates, where it's illegal to drink alcohol if you're a Muslim.
Yeah.
If you're not a Muslim, it's totally fine. How do they verify that? I don't know.
You're in a nice hotel. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is it's like, there's still dry counties in the South where they're just like, yeah, no alcohol today, but you can go right there and it's completely fine. Anyways, next headline. Gamers encouraged not to commit war crimes in Fortnite mode designed by Red Cross.
Ooh.
Yeah, and they went as far as also making mention of committing war crimes in games like Call of Duty and PUBG, but there's no real way. They were like,
how would that even work in Fortnite?
They made their own mode in Fortnite.
Like, oh man, this is too similar to that time back in Vietnam when all the soldiers, they drank too much chug jug and they massacred that village.
Yeah.
No, it's fucking Fortnite. It's for children.
Yeah, this is one of those, their heart is in the right place, but they have no understanding of the space that they're trying to...
this is like the least likely game to inspire actual real-world violence, I'd say.
Yeah, they're like, in PUBG, if first of all, it's like urban warfare, so there's no real clarity, but also it's like, okay, you got someone, they're down, maybe don't, double tap them.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I got to win the game. Sorry, Red Cross. This is the entire point of the game. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to hit someone with my Jeep and then back over them to make sure.
Also, why did they agree to this partnership if they had such low expectations from
I think they were doing it in
gamers?
Order to raise awareness of potential war crimes. But in Fortnite, of all things, it's very weird because it'll be like, Peter Griffin doing the gritty on a corpse. And they're like, oh, don't do that. You can't do that. Come on.
I don't know. Nothing will ever top when they had the Martin Luther King exhibit in Fortnite.
No.
That was fucking just very surreal.
Yeah.
Top Scottish ultra marathoner sorry for using car during race. Oh, I didn't know I couldn't do that.
Oh, you got me.
Yeah, I guess so. She usually is very good, but something went wrong in this race. She got cramped up.
Had to take a poop?
Possibly. But so yeah, she took a break, saw one of her friends nearby, got a ride to the next stop, and like told the judge there. She's like, I think I'm done for the day. And the judge is like, no, you're gonna feel bad if you drop out. Now I just finished the race. So she actually does go ahead. She was like halfway through the 50 miles. So like she goes ahead and finishes it. And this is a Larry David situation. So she crosses the finish line, actually in third place. And immediately they put the medal around her. They bring her up to the podium, and she's like, no, wait, no, you don't understand. But she's like, yeah, I probably should have protested. I should have let them know immediately. But by the time it occurred to me, they were already snapping photos. It was already
at that
a thing.
point, everyone just wants to get the hell out of there.
So then I was like, did that many people see me get in the car? I mean, I probably would have gotten third place anyway. But yeah, they're very sorry. She has given the award back.
Good. Hey, look, good for her.
Yeah.
That's an athlete. That's a competitor there.
It is weird to like drop out like 25 miles into a 50-mile race and be like, I don't think I can do it, and then just all right, actually I can do it.
Just need a little break.
Sorry,
in
it was
the car.
just gas.
Yeah.
I'm good now. Let's go.
Yeah. Good for her for finishing.
Yeah.
And maybe they should just give her that honorary third place. Yeah, you probably would have. Yeah.
Honorable mention.
Because the third place person moves up to second anyway. Got to feel bad for the fourth place person, but
Well, the fourth place person got the third place medal in her place.
Well, maybe next time.
Yeah.
Dead birds get new life. New Mexico researchers develop taxidermy bird drones.
It's happening. It's all happening.
Birds
I was told
are actually going to be...
I was told this was all memes, and now, what do we have here? They're literally desecrating the bodies of dead birds to turn them into drones. And they say, oh, we're doing this to study like the physics of flight. Yeah, I'm sure that's
highly likely.
I'm sure that's all you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, turning dead birds into drones, don't you mean refurbishing old birds? Old
Birds
drones?
Aren't Real was just a little ahead of its time. That's all.
But the videos of this, it's kind of creepy. I don't know why they had to I could see like attaching feathers, but that's
what I was wondering.
They got like the head attached to it.
Yeah, why go all the way with it when you can just use the feathers?
Yeah, but I guess they want the full effect.
It wouldn't be science without it.
And it just looks very strange flying. It's like, imagine some alien species just like using our dead bodies as puppets.
It's like when they...
I'm trying to figure out how these humans walk up.
Was it a scarecrow in Nathan For You when they were flying it on the drone and how silly it looked? That's
to keep the birds away.
Yeah,
because they were going to pop the balloons.
Well, now we have something else to look out for. Birds that actually might be drones. So keep that in the back of your mind.
The original recording session of the famed Wilhelm scream has been rediscovered.
Oh, wow. Is it from the actual movie that they thought it was? Where like the alligator eats the guy?
Yeah. It's a guy being attacked by an alligator, and you hear like the director and like you're being attacked by an alligator. And the guy, the actor, whoever they are, the unsung hero that they are, gets it in like 4 tries.
A man getting bit by an alligator and he screams. Okay, quiet. Hey, quiet. Sit down towards me. Okay, right. Ah! Ah! The first one you did up here was much better. Oh! No, not an owl. A real scream of pain. Ah! 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 How about so?
Yeah, the director's like, let's go less ow and more ah. And then he like nails it and then nails it like 3 more times. So there's like alternate Wilhelm screams on this recording. But yeah, if you don't know the Wilhelm scream, you've absolutely heard it because it is like the longest running inside joke in Hollywood history. Like
even in serious movies.
Yeah, they put it in fucking everything. I think
it's in a bunch of Star Wars.
I think George Lucas might have been like this, or whoever edited Star Wars might have been the one to like start the trend going because it was used in a movie in the 50s and then it was just like in a fucking vault with a million other sound effects. And yeah, it's like a stormtrooper falls down. They add it there, but it's in fucking everything now.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino uses it in every movie.
Yeah. It's just a little, there it is.
They've been using it. The TV. There was a point where it reached like its pinnacle where it was happening too much.
Yeah.
And everyone knew about the joke and it wasn't funny anymore. And there has been a noticeable lull.
Yeah.
But you know, time to pick it back up again. Time for a new generation. Generations, they should have put it in the Mario movie.
They should have.
Real missed opportunity. Parody hitman website nabs Air National Guardsman after he allegedly applied for murder for hire jobs. Jesus.
Yeah,
what is going on with the Air National Guard?
I don't know. They're not busy enough.
The Chair National Guard.
Yeah, the Chair Force. Yeah, they rentahitman.com has been around for like 20 years and it's literally just like, it's a joke. It's a funny website and it's very clearly parody, but it also, like, the guy who runs it is also, you know, they have an email there that's just a honeypot.
Yeah.
That he just forwards everything that they get there straight to the FBI. And yeah, this dude, this fucking idiot, went to rentahitman.com and like, just unsolicited, started emailing them. Like, they never replied to him until like, you know, after the FBI they'd cleared everything with them. But like, he emailed them multiple times with like, his photo ID, like a list of his credentials. He's like, by the way, I'm also in the Air National Guard. There's just all these things identifying himself. It was like the easiest case the FBI has ever done.
He admitted.
Yeah. And that's why that website needs to stay up.
You have no good murder ideas.
You're not murderer material. Sorry. 11-year-old stabbed at a Dollar Tree after calling man NPC. This is terrible.
Terrible, but you know,
shouldn't stab children, but you also shouldn't call people NPCs.
This is
kids.
a little more severe than a basketball rolling onto someone's property.
Who's to say who's right and wrong in this situation? I mean,
clearly the stabber is wrong.
The stabber is more wrong, but it's also wrong to be a snot-nosed little kid and call adults that you don't know NPCs.
Yeah,
because it's very insulting. You're basically calling them stupid.
It's wild that this person got the reference.
Yeah, I mean, the story is very vague. It sounds like, I don't know, maybe he didn't get the reference. Maybe he was just crazy and
just waiting for something to stab.
Didn't like being made fun of by the kids, even though he didn't know what they were saying. But he showed them he is not an NPC.
What the fuck did you say to me? No, really, what the fuck did you just say to me? Was it an insult? Oh, it was? Stab.
Yeah. Would an NPC do this? Game over, bitch.
Must have been a good game.
Yeah.
New Zealand feral cat killing competition for children axed after backlash. Oh no, why was there backlash?
I guess some people didn't like the idea of children engaging in a contest to see who could kill the most feral cats.
Oh, huh, weird.
Yeah, I guess they weren't ready for that, but your kids are gonna love it. I mean,
Kids are not gonna love it. They got rid of it.
We've talked about this before, but like, Australia and New Zealand, like cats, feral cats, have been a fucking disaster for the environment. And this is also true everywhere else. Like, feral cats are a fucking problem. The reason, one of the main reasons we don't nearly have as many birds now as we used to is that feral cats kill them. They are, it's not good.
But they're cute.
Yeah, and so, I mean, like, here in LA, they do, like, catch and release programs where they'll catch them, neuter them, release them. But in more delicate ecosystems, they're like, you know, if the cat doesn't have a fucking tag on it, if it's not someone's pet, shoot to kill.
This is literally like the Simpsons snake whacking day.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, I don't know, it's tradition. Like, we just do it. It's like, you know, we're trying to call the herd.
I mean, in Australia and New Zealand, they do it for a very important reason. Like, cats are catastrophic for their ecosystem.
It's just wild. They're like, well, let's get the kids into it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a bit strange. Yeah. But you got to teach them while they're young.
I guess so.
And final headline. Oh, good. Over 1 in 10 people poo in the shower.
Oh, you don't waffle stomp like the rest of us, Elliot?
Is that what it's called?
Well, I don't do it, but yes, that's what the term online is. It's been around forever, the term.
I'm
not the crazy one. Everyone watching has heard this term.
I've never heard this term.
It's right up there with poop knife.
Seems like something you'd only know if you have personal experience.
I have never shit in the shower.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right.
And I have never cut my shit in half with a turd knife. Poop knife.
Pooping in the shower, it just doesn't seem, I mean, like, how do you get it down the drain? It's just
you waffle stomp it. That's why it's called waffle stomping, because of the drain. You don't understand that?
I get it now.
It's a simple concept.
But, like, also, it's all steamy in there. Like, it's just gonna, oh, God. No.
Yeah, it's like, you know, we've all done it. You've farted in the shower, right? Yeah, it's the worst smell your farts have ever smelled.
Yeah, no.
Because you're like in a box of humidity.
And like, yeah, it sucks when, you know, nature calls and you're all wet and you're like, oh God, I gotta get out of the shower. Oh geez, I'm sitting on the toilet all wet, it's dripping everywhere. Like, that's no fun.
But then you get to clean up right afterwards.
It's still better. Yeah, it's still better than waffle stomping, which apparently at least 10% of people do. So someone you know poops in the shower.
No, next time you're out at the bar.
Look to your left and look to your right. One of those two people shits in the shower.
Yeah, well, next time you're out at a bar or restaurant, just know that there are people in here, many people in this bar and restaurant, that shit in the shower and then stomp it down the drain.
Could be close. They could be in your family.
Could be your own mother.
Yeah, you're not watching your mom take a shower. You don't know what she does in there. She could be shitting in the shower. Your husband, your wife, shitting in the shower. The shower that you use.
Peeing in the shower is fine.
Yeah, especially if you aim correctly, just down the drain.
Right down the drain. And then if you have athlete's foot, you pee all over your feet.
No. No, don't do that. There are products for that.
No, piss. Nature's product.
You can get ammonia from so many better sources than your own piss. Anyway, this episode
back in World War II, we didn't have too many options.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
But in World War II, they didn't shit in the shower because they couldn't shower.
This episode is over an hour long,
let's get the fuck out of here. Thank you
for
watching.
No news dump. I got to go to the Central Coast. I got a long drive ahead of me, so sorry. We'll be back with more episodes next week. If you're somehow not tired of us throughout this entire episode, please watch our other episodes over there. We got just a lot of tech news for you. We got a lot of... Just watch them.
Yeah,
just watch
You'll like it.
Make sure you like the video. The other day we mentioned it and we got more likes, so let's mention it again. Like the video right now.
Yeah.
Because it's going to end in a second. It's going to shut off.
Hey, I see you not liking it. Come on. Come on.
Do the confetti. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you're not already.
Thank you. I knew you would come through.
Bye.
Bye.